back line for Huron. But, back to that, those expectations are so high. Sean Blanchette expects so much out of his team. And, I think we should be able to get Blanchette for a post-game interview. And I'd love to know from him if maybe he feels like that expectation almost detracts from the gameplay for the Pierre Governors, wanting so badly to get out in front as the Tigers push by Biatse is cut off by Carter Templeton. But Carter Norton rather, but almost wondering if maybe those expectations put too much pressure on his team to score first. I'm sure it's something that he is kind of tussled with and wrestled with throughout this season.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a little bit of validity to that, but also, the expectations of this team, I think, coming into this season, they felt good about what happened last season. They felt like they still had enough components from last year's team and from what is here now versus last year to make a run like they did last year and even more of a run. So I think they put the expectations on themselves, and I think all the kids welcome it. Now it's just a matter of, I think, for them understanding how to handle those expectations and deliver upon them.
Of course, the Governors went on the road last year in the postseason, lost to Rapid City Central, a game that they, I think many folks outside of that locker room did not expect them to compete in, but that game came down to the final couple minutes. The Pierre Governors almost pulling off a major upset on the road, but maybe that loss, even though a loss but a great performance, has lit an even bigger fire under this team. We've seen some uncharacteristic games, and you know what, the Governors, I'm not afraid to say it, have kind of gotten away with a couple wins on this season, games that they probably should have won by more controlled victories and maybe won with larger deficits. Haven't really been the case. We've seen a couple, especially against that Harrisburg game, a scrappy game in which Harrisburg scored first. A penalty kick would get the Govs back in that ball game. But there's been some games throughout this season, some matches in which you would think the Pierre Governors would absolutely dominate, and they simply haven't. They've gotten the wins, but it hasn't been those throttling, controlled wins that I think Sean Blanchette would like to see out of his team. Free kick coming here for Lucas Height deep in his own zone.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a good point to that. I think there's also the fact that, sometimes figuring out how to win takes a little bit of time for a team. Yeah, you had some success last year, but, you had some key components that you don't have this year. So now the leaders this year have to figure out how to guide their team to win this year and understand what it takes to win and understand when you have that opportunity to win. How to handle it. And I think that's kind of what Sean's been talking about in his post-game stuff with us is the expectations. We all welcome them, but we have to learn how to live with them and deal with them and understand them and work within them.
And of course, the biggest thing, the only thing that matters is that you do end up on the left side of that column and not the right. You want to get the win, and a win is a win is a win. Still 1-0 here, Govs, in the final couple seconds here of this first half. Maybe trying to add one more insurance goal before our family dental appear in Gettysburg. Excuse me, that is our post-game show. But wanting to add maybe a little bit of insurance before our wealth partners Ameriprise Financial halftime show. Of course, they would love to have more goals than the other team by our family dental appear in Gettysburg post-game show, but we've still got another half of soccer to play before we get there, as the internal clock for Chris Derry is winding down towards all zeros here in the first half. Make sure you stick around for that Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime show. If you didn't catch the girls' game, well, we'll recap that for you. Take a look at this first half for the Pierre Governors, who lead 1-0 thanks to the Lucas Height nifty move through the defense of the Huron Tigers, in which he darted the goal back behind the net. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. And our excellent timekeeper who's been here all season, staying on top of things, is Alex Oda Chaos down into the far side corner, battling with a Tigers defender, works himself free, and gets the benefit of a whistle. And now under 2 minutes for the Pierre Governors to try to add one more goal on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. No substitutions to kill any time. Things slowing down, about 90 seconds now, but a wealth of time for the Pierre Governors, who can strike in an instant. Throw-in will come from the far side, about 20 yards north of that far side corner flag. Stolen away by the Tigers' defense and now pushed forward. 2 runners, 3 in total for the Tigers, 4 along the back line. Now make it 5 as Lucas Height makes himself present. Mr. Min working to his left, and he's cut off by Jacoby LaRoche. Excellent body positioning by LaRoche to work that one free. Another whistle, and it's Kamal Mju again with his right hand out saying, hey, Mr. Min, let's slow this thing down. Let's ease up just a bit. Remember, Mr. Min earned the game's one and only thus far yellow card for a slide tackle earlier in the first half. Things will come to rest here at midfield. Feels like Huron is just wanting to get this thing to the half, trailing by 1 goal, maybe find one before that first half buzzer hits. This will be cleared well into the JV game back behind us. Quick throw in here for the Tigers in the varsity game in front of us. He's tripped up, no whistle. This one played back towards midfield. Kamal Mju taking a look at the clock. This ball has been cleared out over into the fans section. And there's the end of the first half. The Governors get a goal from Lucas Height. It's our only goal on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. We'll recap the first game, tell you about all 10 goals for the Pierre Governor girls, and we'll get you set for the second half of the boys game here right on River 92.7 and streaming on drgnews.com.
Protect what matters most with the Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, American Family Insurance. Our personalized insurance solutions ensure you're covered, no matter what life throws your way. From home and auto to
Best of luck in today's competition to the Pierre Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy, your local agronomy experts. Black Sheep Agronomy wants you to have a successful farm plan, and they're focused on products and practices that work in this region. As community members themselves, Tyler, Tice, and Austin support area students who work hard in their school and extracurricular activities. Good luck, Governors from Black Sheep Agronomy. Call 842-6104 for all your agronomy needs.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at dancingsky.com.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
At Dakota Behavioral Health, we offer comprehensive mental health services, including medication management. With offices in Pierre and Winter, we provide in-person and telehealth appointments to fit your schedule. Whether you're managing anxiety, depression, stress, or other concerns, our compassionate team is here to help. We are currently accepting new clients, so take the first step toward better mental health today. Call Dakota Behavioral Health at 605-702-6769 or visit dakotabh.com to schedule your appointment.
Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. Even a tiny amount can be deadly. It's often mixed with other drugs without your knowledge, increasing your risk of overdose. Protect yourself and your loved ones and avoid unknown substances. Stay informed, stay safe, and remember, one pill can kill. For more information on fentanyl prevention, visit your local health resource or speak to a healthcare professional today. This message was brought to you by the Great Plains Tribal Opioid Response, so that the people may live.
Explore the 2023 Lincoln Navigator at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Every time you approach your Lincoln, you'll receive a re-carpet welcome. Twin turbocharged 3.5 V6 engine with auto start-stop technology. You'll travel confidently with technology that meets all your needs. Now you can get the 2023 Navigator for 5.9% at 72 months. Stop in to see the full vehicle lineup at Capital City Ford in Lincoln. Capital City Ford in Pierre, South Dakota.
Futures aren't
Welcome
made
back
by
to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press
It's
box.
on either side, but much to Sean Blanchett's pleasure, taking advantage of that opportunity. And I don't care who you are, where you play, nobody was stopping that shot from Lucas Height.
No, and this game is basically an 18-18 game. There really hasn't been a lot of opportunity inside the our offensive 18, and it hasn't been a lot of opportunity for the other for Huron and their offensive 18. So this is an 18-18 game. There really hasn't been much breaking down the defenses. Both defenses have been solid, getting the ball out, getting it out wide, or getting it forward. I think it's going to come down to if Pierre wants to score another goal or two, they're going to need to break down the defense a little bit, get them moving side to side, and find the overload or the backside runs to capitalize on some goal-scoring opportunities.
And, we saw this last week when a couple other teams were in town, but the Governor's boys would get ahead, and you'd feel like they had control of the game. Then they would give up kind of an easy, maybe a soft goal. How does the Governors avoid that in this second half? Maybe look for that second insurance goal, but we've seen it before. The Governors play so confident through the first half. They're in control of the game, and then they're leading 1-0 or it's still scoreless, but they feel like they have a hold on it, and then the other team scores. How does Sean Blanchett avoid that? Is it just as simple as trying to go find and put pressure and get that next goal to create that offensive pressure and create that momentum and be up 2-0? Or does he try to lock down the defense and leave it up to Carter Templeton and that back line of Carter Norton, of Javier Patel, Allegre, and the other company that assists him back there?
For me, the second half, I think a lot of different problems have happened throughout the season have come from just a lack of focus. They get happy with a lead, they get happy with the way they're playing, and then when you get happy, that means you get relaxed. When you get relaxed, that means sometimes you either settle into the game or you let the game get away from you. And a lot of times what has happened to Pierre is the game's gotten away from them. So that's something Sean has talked about in our post games with us about, we needed to lock down. We needed to get the focus and do what we're supposed to do. So this is the last game of the season going into the postseason. There's no, after this game, it's win, go on, lose, go home. So if there's any other motivation these boys need, I don't know what it is, but you need to lock in and understand we need to win the game. We need to play 80 minutes.
Governors trying to make it a clean varsity sweep. Of course, the girls won earlier today, 10-0. Jasmine Yost was our player of the game with an assist and the hat trick, 3 goals for her. Natalie Flottmeyer, Katie Hostler, Maya Fravel, Devin Van Rokel, Kinsley Peffer, who scored 2 goals, and Lexi Hilmer all took part in that 10-goal performance. We're going to take one more break. When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff here on River 92.7 and streaming on drgnews.com.
The Ramkota Hotel is thrilled to introduce the repair. They're dreamt, they're planned, they're discovered. At Northern State University, futures are the result of hard work and grit. NSU is an academic powerhouse with a spirit of exploration and genuine support, where professors know your name and push you to discover what you're truly capable of. But don't take our word for it. When you experience Northern, you'll see the difference here.
The best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Happy Halloween from Grossenberg Implements. Now's the perfect time to winterize your equipment, check your coolant levels, and make sure that block heater is ready to go. Grossenberg has bulk 50/50 coolant available for farm delivery or in-store pickup, plus storage solutions like 30 and 55-gallon drums, or even 60 to 180-gallon bulk tanks with stands. Keep your shop toasty with their efficient heaters, ranging from 18,000 up to 400,000 BTU. Don't be left out in the cold. Stop by Grossenberg Implement today. Service, parts, and solutions that are anything but scary.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Welcome back to the Oahe Federal Credit Union press box.
He did it all himself, cut through a couple defenders, and that brings us to our 1-0 lead here for the Pierre Governors on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Hope you enjoyed listening to the Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial Halftime Show. In about 40-odd minutes, we'll bring you the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll get you out of here on a Tuesday night, but we got 40 more minutes of soccer to play. And Chris, while she's standing there, Natalie Flotmeyer joining the press box, let's ask her, was it Katie Hostler or Natalie Flotmeyer that earned that goal? You had one. Did you have two today, or are you giving that to Katie Hostler?
I had two.
She had two. She's a great teammate, but she's not going to give the goal to Katie Hostler. She had the two today. And great game from Natalie Flotmeyer, one of the seniors, as the boys' game back underway. And, I was about to ask her another question, but he ripped it off headset. Natalie, what is your anticipation, your expectation for this team? While we have a little bit of a lull in the boys' game, what's your expectation for this girls' team moving forward with the final couple regular season games and getting into the postseason?
I think we just need to keep working on what we've been doing all year, ever since preseason back in June and July. Working hard then, waking up at 6 in the morning for 6 a.m. practices, working hard, lifting, just keep doing what we've been doing, working hard, staying motivated, and finishing out the season.
Love to hear it.
Kira always says, finish the game, finish the practice, and we're going to finish the season out hard.
Well, we can't wait to see you on Tuesday. Get some rest. Rest up, get ready to go for the postseason. That was Natalie Flotmeyer, who, well, we thought Katie Hostler had a goal. She had one. Natalie Flotmeyer with 2 goals and an assist today. And in the meantime, a shot on goal from the Huron Tigers. That one sails high of the crossbar. That was a good-looking shot. Trying to get the number from all the way across the pitch here. Looks like a number 4, and that was Mr. Juan Arevalo Montoya. And a good cracker of a shot, too, from Montoya. That one sailed a little bit high for him. This one crossed back, and now giving chase, and now in a dangerous position, and just kicking it out of play was Tay-So. And now deep into Tiger territory goes the Governors' offense. Centered out in front. Lucas Height with the lone goal here this afternoon. Governors looking to add some insurance. And Chris, I'm curious, we always talk about the halftime adjustments for Sean Blanchette. He is an adjustment type of guy, so much so you can see it almost instantly at the start of the second half. What did you, excuse me, another bug. They just love to fly in my mouth out here at the Pilk. What do you think Sean Blanchette's message was to his team during the Wealth Partners Ameriprise Financial halftime?
To me, based on what I'm already seeing just from the first couple minutes here, I would say his message to them was they need to press. They need to pressure them. Caden Ahart's has already he's ran out several passes that have come out here. Oda Chaos has been doing his thing. McQuiston over here just ran one out. Looks to me like he's telling them to get high press and press that back line and see if they can create some some mistakes from the back line and take advantage of those mistakes that they create because of their pressure.
Morataya with another shot on goal. That one right into the hands of Carter Templeton. And our official again trying to tell Tobias Soto Ramos to just slow things down, ease up the intensity a little bit, because he came flying in, made contact with Templeton after he had made the save. Could have very easily been a foul. But, of course, our official there, Kamal Emju, just trying to make sure things stay calm, cool, and collected. We've only had one yellow card here this afternoon. That was given to Mr. Min about midway through the first half. As the Governors with the 1-goal lead. Huron, of course, them as well making some adjustments at the halftime, applying some more offensive pressure, and it's already paid off with Carter Templeton having to make 2 early saves. We've got another whistle. And it will be a foul against the Tigers and a turnover back to the Govs.
Yeah, and you're seeing right now the Governors are trying to win the ball, get the ball forward. Huron's doing the same thing, though. They're pressing the ball. They're trying to get the ball wide and attack with numbers. I'm sure that's something they've talked about at the halftime. Is you can't have one person going down there and going 1v everyone. It's got to be a team effort to get down there. And the first few attacks for Huron, you've seen 4 players forward. So that's a little adjustment you've seen already at half for Huron.
James Hart out in the starting crew for the Pierre Governors to start this second half. Alex Odakoven was tripped, so the Governors have the possession. Lucas Height pressing that outside lane. Good defense, rolls off the Tigers defender out of play, and will set up another corner kick for Jacoby LaRoche. And now Jackson Andrew will have to stare into the sun, this time from the northern side of the field. See if Jacoby LaRoche responds in kind. Tries to make it tough, put it up into that glare. He's going to be kicking from the far side corner. Again, if you're listening on River 92.7, Governors now attacking from left to right here at the start of this second half. LaRoche puts it up high into the air. Alex Odakoven with the head. A little bit of a misdirected header. Came to rest, and the Governors will stay with it. Also checking in here for the Govs, waiting patiently to get into this game, is Wyatt Nicholson. Waiting for the whistle. Some opportunities out front. Another corner kick coming here for the Pierre Governors. Jacoby LaRoche put a nice one inside. Alex Odakoven was there in the right position, just couldn't get the direction of the header going the right way. We'll see if LaRoche sets him up with another opportunity here on his second straight corner kick. Lower line drive kick. This one going to be deflected, still loose, out in front of the net. Couple of legs flailing at it, coming up empty. And maybe that's that speed of the internal clock and maybe the excitement of having a loose ball out in front of you at play for the Pierre Governor boys, unable to get a clean strike on it now 2 times around on the previous 2 corners.
Yeah, and you had a lot of numbers in there, everyone trying to get to that same ball and everyone getting in each other's way. That creates that havoc in there, that chaos in there that didn't help the Governors at all to get a clean shot off.
Caden Aharts with a centering pass goes over the head of all intended. This will be pushed up by the Tigers. Sun starting to set off to the west, casting a gorgeous gaze over this Pilk area, but it is creating some issues for the goalkeepers, who are having to use their hands to try to block out that sunlight, especially on corner kicks coming from the west side of the field. Javier Pertella Legre working hard against Mr. Min. A little bit too physical there from Pertella Legre, so he'll back off. Min will take the free kick and send it all the way back to Templeton. And Templeton fields it cleanly out of the air. So we've seen some heavy offensive pressure from both sides, something we didn't see for the first 25 or so minutes of that first half. But immediately getting after it are the Tigers and the Govs. Alex Odakoven trying to work himself free, somehow strips it away from 2 Tigers. Still working in that corner. He was able to get it free, but it rolled right to that back line of Huron. Ball popping around off a couple noggins here at midfield. Settled down and pushed. 2 on 5 here coming for the Tigers. Currently pushed in and out of play. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Jacoby didn't need to slide tackle there. He had him stood up. You know, no reason to put your team at a disadvantage right there. Just stay. You had him locked. You had him stay under control. just stay in front of them. Don't let them get that pass off and create a scoring opportunity by the slide tackle.
So we see our first of Wyatt Nicholson as Parker McQuistion will check out. Jacoby LaRoche will clear it down. I don't think anybody's has seen Nicholson checking in yet. He was going to be running scot-free up this near side lane had the Governor's been able to send it in his direction. It's passed just behind Mr. Min. Carter Templeton will call everybody off. He comes out off that back line to field it.
Yeah, and Mister made a beautiful run off that back shoulder of the center backs there, and they didn't pick him up real quick. And luckily, that pass was the wrong pass to allow Javier to recover it and get it going the opposite direction. But because otherwise, Mister I think was in on goal on that run.
Yeah, there was 2 Tigers running down the pitch, and Javier Patel Alegre really the only Governor defender in the vicinity. An on-time and on-placed pass might have wound up as a Tiger goal. Tigers will push it forward from deep in their own zone. Tigers snapped a scoreless streak. They hadn't scored since their first game of the season until the 20th of this month. That was 10 days ago. They would go scoreless against O'Gorman, still being held scoreless here. Templeton boots this one away. Drop kick punt on its way past midfield. Alex Odakoven on the receiving end. He uses his speed to the far side corner to chase it down, has it taken away. Jacoby LaRoche with some nice footwork earns the steal. Cutting his way through defenders, now finds himself out in front of the net, but a good work and good job by that back line of the Tigers. Staves off that push from the Pierre Governors, but some tired Tigers out there. When the ball gets away from them, we're seeing some hands on knees, and that might be a testament to this great Pierre Governor speed and conditioning.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of work right now to try to create some scoring opportunities, to create some mismatches. They are covering a lot of field, all of them, and they're not letting that ball do the work for them as much as they should. And because of it, they're gonna tire themselves out while the Governors are just kind of laying in wait, so to speak. And I think Huron needs to be very careful if they continue to play with this at this pace without the ball.
Ball down off to our right in the corner, cleared out by the Tigers back towards midfield. Jacoby LaRoche fights for that one. Lucas Height worked off the ball. Settled down by the Tigers, Katon Gaw. And some good passing here from the Tigers. Maybe a little bit more what they were looking for, but right on cue, it's picked off by Lucas Height. Height trying to work through. Gets it off to Odakoven, who circles back the opposite direction. Beautiful feed inside for Height, and he couldn't get the foot on it. That was a perfect chip in the direction, and Height with his head down, knowing he missed an opportunity for the one-touch goal.
Yeah, Odakoven made a great curling run there, and Lucas Height just peeled right off the back shoulder of the center back, and the center back did exactly what you want to coach, what we talk about as coaching. Make the center back make a decision, make the defender make a decision. The 2 defenders were watching Odakoven, and Lucas Height just snuck into an open space, and Odakoven saw him, just didn't get him the right ball, but now you know that's there, so look for it next time, and I would imagine next time the ball will be a little bit better.
Bertella Alegre trying to thread the needle. Beautiful slide tackle by Lucas Height, wins the possession back. Bertella Alegre was looking for Nicholson on the back end. Couldn't get it through. Give and go here for the Tigers. Cut off by Everett Norton. Norton working forward past midfield. Lays a pass in for James Hart, streaking up the far side lane. Hart working against Marvin Perez. And Perez will get the deflection off of Hart and out of play. Jackson Andrew will settle it down. Andrew going to let one of his teammates take the free kick. And put yourself in the mind of Sean Blanchette. Is he pleased with the first 10 or so minutes of this second half?
I think right now, this if I'm him, I'm a little bit nervous. We're getting forward, but there hasn't been a consecutive, like a string of passes to keep possession. It's been one or two passes, we're in the attack, and then we turn it back over and we're playing defense again. And Huron, they're getting 3, 4, 5 passes, but they're not going forward, so they haven't been really dangerous. So I don't know. If I'm Sean right now, I'm a little bit nervous. One mistake, and all of a sudden this is a tie game.
Yeah, I would have to say the advantage probably leaning towards the Tigers in the start of this second half here. Of course, where we're positioned, we don't have a great eye on the clock, so I rely on Chris Derry's mental timekeeping.
I'm going to guess there's about 30 minutes left.
Oh, 10 minutes gone here in the second half. Running out of sunlight quickly.
How much will I see?
26.
Well,
Chris
I
Derry.
got to redeem myself again.
Well, he's got the Red Bull in him now, so with most people, the Red Bull speeds you up. With Chris Derry, it slows him down, and now we got a free kick coming for the Govs back towards midfield.
Those yawns are coming from my toes.
It's been a long season for both teams. Governor boys especially have had the disadvantage of having to go back-to-back games. What was that, 3 games in 5 days for both squads? Something like that.
Yep.
Heavy legs certainly prevailed at that point in the season, but getting the benefit of a little bit of rest before the postseason gets underway. As Alex Odakoven down to the near side corner, working that one free. Played forward towards midfield. Carter Norton will clear it back towards his own bench. Almost kept alive on this near side sideline. But yes, Chris, you said it, a little bit nervous, and I would have to agree. It just feels like the Tigers have come out with a little bit, I don't want to say intensity, but maybe a little bit better plan for this second half against this Pierre Governor's team. Again, Govs leading 1-0 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard, but Sean Blanchette wanting more and more to get that second goal, create a little insurance for his team. And where do you go? Is it Alex Odakoven, who just always seems to come in at the right time? Do you look for Lucas Height to make another big play, or maybe a name off the bench? As Nicholson flies down the near sideline into the north corner here off to our right. That'll be worked out of play off of Nicholson. And a goalie kick coming up. So I go back to that question, Chris. If you're over there on that Governor's sideline, is there a certain name or a certain player you're looking for to try to get more involved here in the second half to deliver that second goal?
I think right now, Lucas Height, Jacoby LaRoche, and Caden Aharts, this team revolves around what they do in the middle, and I think right now they've the ball is getting away from them a little bit. They need to control more of the middle. They need to string together the passes. They need to create the overloads. They need to create the havoc, so to speak.
Ball on the outer skirts of the box in front of Huron's goal. This will be levied back towards midfield. Settled down nicely by Heike Paul. And again, the Governors, for their playoff positioning, have to get out of here with a win. They can ill afford a tie or a loss with the seeding points that a win brings you. As we got a whistle, and we see another keeled over Huron Tiger. It's Mr. Min. And Chris, as you mentioned, it's been working here in the second half, but these Tigers, they've been working hard.
Yeah, Mr. needs to catch his breath right there. He just worked, had the ball at his feet, working to create a space to get to pass the ball and get rid of it, and got fouled for his efforts, but he was frustrated by it. He couldn't get away with all of his dribbling, and for those who know Mr., he can handle the ball as well as anyone you find out there.
Lucas Height, with a streak up that far side, did it all himself, tried to center one, but Jackson Andrew was on the receiving end as we creep up towards about midway through this second half. Governors out in front by the lone goal today, scored by Lucas Height. And they're going to call for a time stoppage. We've got a Huron Tiger down, and we'll take a 30-second Coca-Cola bottling timeout on River 92.7.
Casey.
Ag specializes in
used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV. Think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union Press Box.
We're the oldest dealer in South Dakota, and for more than 100 years now, we've been delivering quality vehicles with a commitment to customer satisfaction and service. Visit Wegner Auto in Pierre for your next car, truck, or sport utility vehicle, and see for yourself why we've been so successful for so long. Visit WegnerAuto.com anytime to browse the current inventory or schedule a service appointment. Wegner Auto in Pierre. Our reputation means a great deal since 1907.
Well, after the Coca-Cola bottling timeout for the Tigers' injury, we'll let you know what number that was when they scoot by on the medical cart provided by Avera. Hate to see that. Tigers, who have been playing with some momentum here to start this second half. Of course, we're probably about that midway point. And it would be for the Huron Tigers, Christopher Dah, who went down. So he is assisted back to the Tigers bench while both sides were able to get a quick little water break in between. And I'll tell you what, that has got to benefit the Huron Tigers, who have looked like they've had some tired puppies out there.
Yeah, and he's cramped up right now. He's been working hard over there in that last run. He had to go down the line there with Lucas Height, and anyone who's watched Lucas Height move knows that he doesn't move without a purpose. And he moved down that field quickly, and unfortunately cramped up and needs a little recovery. Needs some fluids and some hydration.
If I was Christopher Dah, I would probably ask the Avera medical staff if I could keep the cart just to keep up with Lucas Height out there. He is as fast as they come, and he's got the ball right here on the north side corner. Crossing kick out in front. Jackson Andrew dives on top of it. Another save for Andrew. Andrew will drop and boot away. This one back towards midfield. Those shadows getting longer and longer here in our second half as night starts to creep in. And I tell you, probably a good thing that girls' game ended a little bit early for this varsity boys game, as we are just at the 7 o'clock hour here in Pierre, and another yellow card has been handed out again against the Tigers, and it looks like this is going against Maynard too. Tough to see what happened over there, staring directly back into that sun.
He got the ball taken from him. He tried to win it back, and he tackled him from behind, causing the foul. And that's the second time that they've tackled from behind, and both times have resulted in yellow cards. So ref has been pretty consistent about it. You get the ball taken from you, don't tackle from behind.
So Maynard 2 will check out, and Austin 2 will check in. This one sent in towards the Tigers' net, and Hekmat Ghaznavi was trailing it, and it was just a bit too far out in front. Jackson Andrew played it on the bounce, and we've got another whistle. And it looks like a corner kick upcoming here for the Govs.
Yeah, and that's the result of the keeper keeps backing up and taking those, letting those balls bounce and get bounced multiple times in his box. He comes, attacks the ball, he's not out of bounds, but because he kept backing up, he backed up all the way out of bounds. So lesson to be learned there. Attack the ball and go forward.
Just for your internal clock, 20 minutes to play here in the second half. Jacoby LaRoche will take the far side corner kick for the Govs, kicking back into the sun against Jackson Andrew. Twirling kick off the head of a Tiger first. Out in front, Alex Odakoven with a swing of the leg. Just missed it. Caught it off the inside pallet of the foot, and he put both hands over his mouth, knowing it's an opportunity missed for the Pierre Governors.
Yeah, and it was a great opportunity. He just needed to tattoo that ball into the into the low corner there on that backside, but it is what it is. They're getting opportunities. They just need to put them away.
How much does that have to irk Sean Blanchette, knowing that you're essentially one game away from not wanting to miss those opportunities? Mr. Min giving chase, Carter Templeton playing toy with him, letting it continue to roll, and well, Templeton was body checked a little bit as he let that one roll. All fair play. Ball's still loose. You can keep on playing. And Templeton will bomb it free. So maybe Templeton We saw it against this Governor team, just trying to waste time where you can. Templeton trying to earn a couple extra 15 to 20 seconds here and there.
And that's nothing wrong with that. That's just
not at all.
Melting the game away.
In a game you have to win and you're leading 1-0.
Yep, and I will say we're talking about what does Sean want to see? He wants to see more goals, and I think we all do. But in the same sense, they just went out to Sturgis, went on the road to Sturgis, won 1-0 against a team that was sitting top 5, and handled their business very well, minus the one PK, which Carter gobbled up. But they handled the 1-0 pressure, the 1-0 game. They handled it well, and if these guys handle another 1-0 game, I think that's something that Coach Sean can look at and go, hey, we can handle these games now. We've done it twice, so we know that'll give us confidence going into the playoffs.
An outstanding play made there by Everett Norton, but they're going to say he got a hand on the ball. Streaking up the inside near lane was Soto, and he had broken free. And if that pass from Mr. Min had gotten through, it would have been a good opportunity for the Tigers. But a free kick coming from Min, and he boots this one about halfway to Prescio. Up and over the crossbar, bouncing out into the street. And it'll set up a goal kick for Carter Templeton, who patiently and calmly sets it down. No rush for Templeton here. About 18 minutes to play in the final half of our doubleheader. Governor Girls won 10-0. Governor Boys leading 1-0. Looking for the clean sweep on this final home regular season doubleheader of the year. First postseason game for the Pierre Governor Girls here at home will be next Tuesday. We'll get you those times and broadcast schedules. Hekmat Ghaznavi with an opportunity, but a whistle. They're going to say he forced the defender off the ball with the shoulder. He did put a nice shot that was saved by Andrew, but all for naught.
Yeah, just got a little bit. He was trying to create that opportunity for himself. Got a little bit too aggressive, but like the idea, that he took it upon himself to create that opportunity.
So the free kick coming away for the Tigers. Deep in their own zone. Pump fake there. And now it's booted away by Johnson Min. All the way towards the back line. Mr. Min settling it down. Touch pass given off and a shot on goal. Sails wide. Good look there from Maynard too. But Templeton happy to see that one sail wide. And Templeton wisely taking his time back there. It's those 15, 20-second, 30-second little pauses that start to add up.
Yes, they do.
Next thing you know, you've killed a couple minutes.
Yep, and that's exactly what you, when you're winning a game 1-0, and it looks like that's, unless you make a mistake, that's the result of the game. Those 30-second windows add up quickly.
Yes, they sure do. Governors have been on the positive and the negative end of those time-killing tactics throughout this season. As this one is laid in, McQuistion giving chase down into the near side corner, but that pass from Caden Ahart's a little bit too far out in front. And the Tigers, well, they don't seem to have that kind of equal sense of urgency that the Governors are showing with their kind of laid-back style here.
Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit of level of frustration with them,
and probably exhaustion as well.
Oh yeah, they've been playing really hard like they do every game, and like you said, their results, they haven't scored a lot of goals this season. So this is just another example of them, defensively doing everything that they need to do, but they can't get anything in that final third, and that's people talk about it's easy to score goals. Actually, it's extremely hard to score goals in soccer. That's why you see a lot of 1-0, 2-1 games. And a lot of times the reason why it's hard is because you have to have a certain level of creativity, but a certain level of understanding of how each other works in the offense versus defense, where all you got to do is just blow up the play and get it going the other way.
And it's also tough, too, when you've got two great goalkeepers like you do with Carter Templeton and Jackson Andrew back there.
100% agree.
As this one is laid in across the midfield line, Hekmat Ghaznavi giving chase, but that one will roll out of play. As we'll quickly update you on the time left here in this match. Once we get a moment, this one blocked back towards midfield, touched first by Mr. Min as he touches it again with the head. Ping-ponging back and forth at midfield. Aharts claims it. Throws it in. McQuistion chasing down, but Andrews going to get there first. And a good thought. McQuistion has been working hard today in his second straight start for the Pierre Governors, and he hasn't done anything like an assist or a goal, but his presence out there with his big frame is certainly an intimidating factor against this Tiger team.
Yeah, it is. It's he's done well for what I think what Sean's asking him to do. Get down the field on the wing, create some overloads. Plus, with his height, he can find some headers on the backside.
This one is played back towards midfield, right for McQuistion, as we just talked about. 13 minutes left to play here in the second half as the Governors need this win. They can taste it, and they are just happy to keep sending it back down to Jackson Andrew. Andrew will drop and boot. Just a few subtle shades of sunlight now stretching across the Pilk, most of it covered in shadow. Temperature has probably dropped a good 5 to 8 degrees here in the last 15 to 20 minutes or so. Breeze still staying steady out here at the pitch, and another whistle. That's a foul against the Tigers, and the Governors will slowly and lethargically make their way over to the ball as Templeton takes a peek over here at our Gales Gas Service scoreboard and sees about 12 minutes to play. Governors will hopefully, for their cause, get out of here with the W and then take a look around at the AA standings, get an idea of where they're going to be headed. Of course, that is the case. You've got to get the win, got to cling to this one-goal lead. I don't think Sean Blanchette has ever wished for a second goal more. This one is played in by Jacoby LaRoche, headed away by the back line of the Tigers. A good job there from Gabino Lopez to get that one out of harm's way, but it's sent right back in.
And so far today, looking across the AA scores, there hasn't really been any upsets. The higher-seeded teams have all won, so you're not going to see much of a change there for anybody. So right now with this win, I'm just spitballing, but my guess is Pierre's going to end up traveling to Yankton next Tuesday if things hold out.
What an exciting matchup that will be if it is the case. And now some clouds far, far off in the distance have blocked out that sunlight. So, well, to our benefit and to the viewers at home, you won't have to look back into that sun for the rest of the evening here. Here come the Tigers with a charge. But it's whistled down, and we've got another yellow card.
Yeah, Jacoby was doing everything he could to catch up to him and got a hold of his jersey and pulled it back there. So we call that a professional foul in soccer, tactical foul. And
LaRoche, yeah. No, it was. He was just trying to slow the advance, and now Jacoby LaRoche trying to plead his case and explain to Kamal Emju what happened. But it's to no avail. And Jacoby LaRoche making his feelings heard as he makes his way back to the Governor bench. This free kick sent in, and Emju's going to send it right back.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for the kick to be taken. He was still writing down everything in his on his card there. So the free kick gets to be retaken now, and Governors will need to do a better job of clearing it there, because I think if that would have been in play, there might have been a handball there, which would not have been good for the Governors.
What is good for the Governors is this has taken about a minute, and this kick is going to sail way high over the head of Mr. Min. That was taken by number 30, Johnson Min. And I get what he was trying to do, but you feel like when you're trailing 1-0, maybe try to put that in a little bit more populated area where your teammates are, instead of trying to go backside post on a very difficult play for Mr. Min.
Yeah, very true. But in saying that, again, you go back to how many goals have they scored this season, and they want to do anything they can to score at this point.
Well, they're certainly trying. They are putting a lot of pressure on that Governor defense, and Javier Pertel-Alegre comes away with the ball out of that back line and gets to work with some fancy footwork. This gets all the way through to Hekmat Ghaznavi. Ghaznavi breaks free for the moment. Johnson Min there to clean it up, kicks it back towards midfield. And Pertel-Alegre will watch that one roll out of play off the foot of Morataya.
And right now, I'm assuming Huron right now, they're definitely frustrated, so they're going to start throwing numbers forward, and this is going to be an opportunity for Pierre in this final part of the game to get that comfortable goal, get that second goal to put it away, as Huron is throwing numbers forward, trying to play with reckless abandonment.
Chewing up clock are the Pierre Governors. About 9 or so minutes to play in this second half, leading 1-0. Perfectly content with stringing a couple passes together here and there. And this one is going to be picked off, an errant pass. And the Tigers are on the move. Maynard 2 pushes it forward for Morataya. Morataya tried to feed it into Mr. Min just outside the box. Cleared back towards midfield.
Yeah, and you can hear the Huron team. They're trying to get the ball to Mister. They know he's their dangerous player in the attack, and he is. Albeit he's a young player, but he is dangerous when he gets in that attack, like Jacoby LaRoche.
This one sent in. Carter Templeton dives on top of it. Mr. Min, just a sophomore, one of the bright spots of this Huron program moving forward. Templeton boots this one high into the darkening Pierce sky, bounces once. Alex Odakoven tried to settle it down with the head. It's still loose. Andrew at the deflection forward, and Hekmat Ghaznavi dumps it in.
And there's the mistake you're looking for from Huron. Mishandled the ball. They made a mistake, and now you've got to put the game away.
Absolute huge goal. Feels like the nail in the coffin for the Pierre Governors off the foot of Hekmat Ghaznavi. Alex Odakoven on the first touch put it down with his forehead in the direction of Andrew. Andrew dove out to stop it, but he broke the cardinal rule of goalkeeping, and that's allowing a rebound by the Pierre Governors, and Hekmat Ghaznavi found himself with a wide open net and paid it off with the game's second goal. And that right there is our Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlight. Rounds Financial Services, where your money works for you. OSAIC Wealth Member SIPC. Gales Gas Service scoreboard reads 2-0 Govs here in the final few minutes, and there's that insurance goal with about 7 minutes to play. Alex Odakoven has found himself now along that back line. Johnson Min works him off the ball, but a Governor's corner kick coming up, and hey, why not make it 3-0, right?
Hey, yeah, I mean, like I said a few minutes ago, they're going to start pouring numbers forward. They're going to play a little bit reckless, and the opportunities are probably going to come. Well, there's your first opportunity. Let's see if they get another one now.
Jacoby LaRoche will take it. LaRoche going to take his time. Again, 7 minutes to play. Now the Governors with a huge insurance goal have just got to hold on to the end. This curling kick headed in just over the head of Lucas Height. It'll be played back into the near side corner, now up the near sideline. And, you know, Chris, you mentioned something interesting. You said no upsets from the top-seeded teams. They all took care of business, and that's exactly what the Pierre Governors had to do today, and that is take care of business. Now, we've got an injured Tiger down by the goalkeeper, Jackson Andrew, another cramp being worked on. We can't see the number from the back side, and we might end up getting a stoppage here. as they continue to stretch out their teammate working on that left leg. Of course, can't speculate on injuries, but this has all the classic cases of a cramp. So we're going to take a quick 30-second Coca-Cola bottling timeout while they check on the injured Tiger. We'll be back after this short break on drgnews.com and River 92.7.
Sense of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
At Ringneck Energy, their
Welcome
mission
back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press box.
From pain to possibility today.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones financial advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Sports on the stations of the DRG Media Group. For all of your investment needs, call or stop by your Pierre area Edward Jones office. Go Govs! Edward Jones, member SIPC.
May Adam Law Firm of Pierre offers superior legal representation. Clients can be assured their legal matter will be handled with expertise and the utmost professionalism. Their skilled South Dakota lawyers can take care of your family law, estate planning, real estate law, and personal injury. They're able to help you plan and prepare to make matters easy now and into the future. Call 224-8803. May Adam Law Firm in Pierre since 1881.
Out of the Coca-Cola bottling timeout, it's Maynard 2, who is the injured Tiger, but he has been carted off, and they're going to work on that, what we believe to be a cramp over on the Tiger bench. Officially 6:05 to play here in the second half. Governors leading 2-0. I'm Justin Cowart, joined by Chris Derry. William Wilson back in the DRG Media Group World Headquarters, keeping us up on air tonight, playing all our ads, paying all the bills, and Brian Menning working the camera for Live Ticket here this evening. It was a Lucas Height goal that got things going for the Govs in the first half. Here late in the second half, Hekmat Ghaznavi off the deflection from Jackson Andrew with the big insurance goal. Clock has started, and we are back underway here at the Pilk. And now the Govs looking to just bleed this final 5 minutes and change off the clock. Beautiful sunset off in the distance has left some darkness here at the Pilk. Alex Odakoven looking to light it up with another Governor goal. Dumps it back to Ghaznavi. Lucas Height out in front. Shot deflected away by Min. Still loose out around the Tigers semicircle. Jacoby LaRoche steps in front of that loose ball. Feeds it beautifully in for Height. Height with his second shot opportunity. Sails over the fence and out into the street. Tried that the first time around, but it was deflected away by Min. And on the second time, a little bit too much juice on that shot. Andrew will swing it back towards midfield. Mr. Min working against James Hart. Coming to help is Caden Aharts. They call out double to let Min know that there's cavalry coming for the Govs. Back at midfield, Mr. Min working free. And deflected back the Governor's direction, and they continue to go back and forth here at midfield. Beautiful move. They're shaking free as Lopez over to Mr. Min. He centers that shot. And a handball is called. And that's going to be, looks like, that is going to be called against Lopez. So an opportunity thwarted by the handball. And that may have been one of the best final opportunities for the Huron Tigers here today.
Yeah, they did a great job of finding the little seams here and then got the ball up to their target 9, and Mr. on the wing over there ran off the target 9 to create that create an opportunity in the cross, and that was well played.
Back on the push, here are the Tigers. After the short stoppage, Javier Portel Alegre will boot it back towards midfield. A warm, breezy day has turned into a cool evening here past the 7 o'clock hour. Tigers trying to work free and just get a goal on the board and give themselves a fighting chance here in the last couple minutes. Crosser for Mr. Min. He jumped up into the air to try to head it, but he caught it too low on the noggin. And it went straight down the elevator shaft and worked free from him. What an opportunity there for the Tigers. Min centering again, but nobody there to claim it, and it'll roll past the end line and out of play. And I lied. Maybe that's the last great opportunity for the Tigers.
Well, I think right now they're just going to throw everything forward, try to get a goal. This is the end of their season too, and they would love to end on a good note, end on a goal, maybe 2 if they can. But I don't. The way they've played so far this game, they are owed a goal for a couple of these opportunities that they've gotten. But Governors have done a great job defending everything.
Well, this one chipped into Carter Templeton. We talked about it a little bit earlier. The playoff out by the Pierre Governors last year on the road, while they didn't win the game, maybe carried some momentum from that performance, saying, hey, we know we can compete with some of these top teams in the state, teams that have absolutely dusted other opponents. We hung tooth and nail with them last year, and they're playing with a different type of confidence this season as Alex Odakoven is tripped up, and he will make his way back to his feet. So set up a free kick. Jacoby LaRoche will take it. And I keep saying it, but it's getting pretty dark out there. And, well, these stoppages not making it any brighter. Marvin Perez having a chat with our official there. Didn't like the foul call, but it stands, and Jacoby LaRoche gets set for the free kick. Low line drive bullet bounces once and picked up off the turf by Jackson Andrew. I know that may look routine on film, but as it gets darker, it's tougher to track that ball, especially with the speed that Jacoby LaRoche put on it.
Yeah, it was a great shot. Bounced it right in front of the keeper, which is what he was going for, to see if he couldn't get a misbounce or a mishandle of it, and didn't get it.
Long kick sent in. Will bounce a couple times. Carter Templeton trots over to his right, scoops it up into the chest. Boots it away. Off the head of Alex Odakoven, and that one may have rung his bell a little bit. That was a very loud thump off the back of his head, and he kind of winced in pain after the ball got away from his general vicinity. Caden Aharts will clear it all the way down to Jackson Andrew. Takes a quick peek over at our Gales Gas Service scoreboard to get a tell of the time.
1 minute left, I believe.
About 45 seconds remaining here in the final regular season game for the Pierre Governors. They're going to get the win. Barring a last-second goal, it'll be 2-0. But the Governors will be able to carry this confidence on the road as they get into postseason play. Make sure you stick around for the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. We'll recap both games for you, get you wrapped up, hand out our Player of the Game t-shirt. Official says speed it up. Final couple seconds here. Get it going. Ball at midfield. The claps have started for the Pierre Governors as they see the final seconds waste away, and the Governors are victorious. It's a varsity sweep for the girls and boys. This one going final 2-0 on our Gales Gas Service scoreboard. We'll recap all the action for you when we come back for our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show on River 92.7 and streaming on drgnews.com.
Dr. Ryan.
Renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
Ready to gain an edge in your career?
Tide Machinery's Service Technician Apprenticeship Program is designed for anyone wishing to become a diesel mechanic working on Case IH equipment through full-time, on-the-job training. Enjoy hands-on work experience, learn from factory-trained service experts, and apply your knowledge from school directly to your work with this unique program opportunity. Become a titan in the industry and grow with a dealership that invests in you at Tide Machinery, Highmore, Miller, and Pierre, your local Case IH dealer. Visit titanmachinery.com/careers to learn more.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
When life gets hard and our thoughts get too much to bear, finding the resiliency within us can help us find healing. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline provides 24/7 free support for anyone in suicidal distress or emotional crisis. All texts and calls are anonymous and connect you to local resources that uphold cultural values and pave the way to healing. Find the strength within you. Find the strength within our culture. Reach out if you need help today.
Most people don't think about their furnace until it's not working, but we do. At Pite Service Experts, we are trained to see what others miss. Airflow restrictions, pressure imbalances, heat exchanger flaws. That's how we catch little issues before they become cold nights and costly repairs. Because keeping your home warm takes more than just a toolbox. Our certified technicians will get your system running at peak condition. Call Pite Service Experts for our special $99 precision tune-up today. Call 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
The corner station back to the Owyhee Federal Credit Union press
in
box.
game number 2. Girls won game 1, 10-0. Quickly recap the scoring from both games for you. Jasmine Yost had a hat trick for the girls in game number 1. Natalie Flottmeyer, from her mouth, not ours. She said she had 2 goals. It was not Katie Hostler with the other goal. But Katie, you will have plenty of opportunities in the postseason. Maya Fravel scored 1 as well. Great to see the 8th grader get it in the back of the net. Devin Van Rokel found her way into the net as well. Kinsley Peffer with 2 goals and Lexi Hilmer with 1. That got the Governors to 10. And on the boys' side, Lucas Height got the game started for the Pierre Governors with the first goal in the first half. Hekmat Ghaznavi with a huge insurance goal made it 2-0, and the Governors would win it right there. And Chris, you know, all in all, tough, competitive game. Huron gave it a good shot, but the Governors did something that they needed to do. They got the win, they got 2 important goals, and they kept the Tigers scoreless, and that has got to offer some momentum heading into the postseason. There we go.
Yeah, it does. I think it's gonna do wonders for their confidence. They won a tough 1-0 game on the road in Sturgis against a good opponent. Now they just took care of, Huron's winless on the season, but you watch them play. They're not a winless type team. They just can't get the final product in the goal. So that's the most dangerous winless team I've seen in quite a long time. They do a lot of good things. So I don't care what the record says. That's a good Huron team. That's a good win for the Governors, and that's a good momentum builder and something to build on going into what's going to be a very hostile and tough environment down in Yankton if that's where they end up.
Absolutely. And when you look at the schedule, you probably say, oh, this Huron team, like you said, winless, but they probably, this is probably a game that the Governors should go out and just kind of roll through, but that's not the case at all. Like you said, this team does not play like a winless team. They offer a much, much more competitive game than that, and they did that here today. And this is the type of of game where, you're going to probably play more fundamentally better teams in the postseason. That just rings true. But this was a great final game of your regular season to carry that momentum into the postseason if you're the Pierre Governor boys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of things to take away. I think they played a technically sound team, that possessed the ball well. That when they get ready to play their next opponent, and I'm sticking with Yankton if it does end up being Yankton. Yankton has added a few more players to their roster since the last time we saw them, where it was a tie up on Hollister Field. And I think it's going to be a tough game on turf field for the Governors, and these last two games will give them the confidence to say, hey, we can hold teams scoreless and we can win the tight 1-0, 2-0 type game. So that's a good thing for Coach Sean Blanchette.
Let's get to our Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our friends who sponsor that big play, our friends at Hermanson Endodontics.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Brian Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that's not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much healthy tooth as possible using state-of-the-art three-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
And our Hermanson Endodontics big play of the game, well, it came from the Lucas Height first goal of the game. That was a big goal for the Pierre Governors to get out in front. And in the meantime, we welcome on the head coach of the Pierre Governors, Mr. Sean Blanchette, as he gets the headset working properly. And Sean, I know that thing probably doesn't feel comfortable on you right there, but you're good to go. First off, Sean, congratulations on a big win. Close out the regular season with a victory. Yes, this Huron team on the schedule is scoreless, but they don't play like a winless team, but they certainly don't play like it. Feels like a good test for you guys before you go into the postseason.
Yeah, Huron, if you look at their schedule, I know they're winless, but they've been in every game they've played. They've held people to tight score lines. You look at a Yankton 1-0 score. You look at a Roosevelt 3-2 score. I mean, they're in every game, and that's just Huron style, right? They play fast, they play physical, they try to create a lot of chaos and then dump that ball forward. We knew they were going to try to find Mr. Min all day. Our backs were aware of that. I feel like they did a great job of just keeping that ball in front of us. We also knew it wasn't going to be easy to score today. Watching game film, they lose the ball, they pack numbers back. And so we just knew they were going to have a lot of numbers behind the ball. We just had to find our opportunities, and we had them. We had a lot of good corners. I feel like we should have finished on one or two of those, but, we'll take the 2-0 win. It was a good performance by us. I felt like Alex Odekoven up top again. I mean, we just find him, and he just works, and he works, and he works, and he ends up just chasing that ball down and finding our second goal. But, we talked about those things just right now in the post game, is we got to look to next Tuesday, and we got to look back and see what it is that works for us. That works for us, finding Alex, right? It works for us to get wide in games sometimes. We gotta play to our strengths here next Tuesday, regardless of who we get.
I think watching, so I was in Sturgis, as you know, Coach, and watched the game there, and then watched this one here, and we were talking about it, and I said, it may not be the way that you want to play. I know you want to capitalize more on your scoring opportunities. We all do as coaches, But I think a 1-0 win against a quality opponent like Sturgis, who I still think that keeper out there is about the best keeper in the state outside of Carter Templeton, Mr. 4 for 4. But you had a solid 1-0 win on the road. You had a solid 2-0 win here against a team that I don't care what anyone says, that's the best winless team you're going to see in the state, because they don't play like they're winless. So I think it gives you confidence going into the playoffs, saying, hey, we won a 1-0, we won a 2-0, we can play a tight game and be comfortable doing it.
Yeah, and I would say that our last two games have been playoff caliber games. They've been playoff style games. Sturgis, obviously, that was a huge game for both of us. We pulled out the win out there against a team that had been scoring 4 or 5 goals almost every game, and we go out there and we shut them out. So that's a great performance for us.
On their field.
Huron, we know, is capable of scoring, but they're holding everybody to tight score lines. We knew this was going to be a tough game. anytime you're this late in the season, you haven't won, teams aren't going to die on you.
No.
They're going to try to get on the win column, and that's what they did, and we knew it was going to be tough. So we got Sturgis's best. We got Huron's best. We are seeing playoff caliber games, and that's only going to help us for next week.
Absolutely.
Coach, you carry high expectations for your team, and it feels like after you score that first goal, everybody kind of takes a deep breath. However, on the flip side, it can take a while to get to that point. Do you feel like those expectations maybe bring up the tentativeness, maybe bring up the timidness, make you play a little bit tighter? Because, you do expect, and I think all of your players expect to be one of the top teams in the state. What do you feel like that transition is from before that first goal to after that first goal, and do you think it's those expectations?
Yeah, I think, this is such a mental game, right? And it can be very frustrating. You can control possession, and I think we spent most of the first half down in Huron's end of the field. It was just they had so many numbers in there, it was hard to score. So really what you're looking for is not succumbing to the frustration, not losing it, not abandoning the game plan. Just stay the course, be patient, wait till that first one to fall. And then, I think after the first one, they just play a lot more loose. And now there's just, okay, we got the first one. Now we can play with a lot more confidence. And, I can't say enough about my defense. We've been challenged every game this year. We've gone a lot of games where we just haven't gotten the shutout. And now we've got 2 shutouts in a row. So really good back-to-back performances. And I feel like when our mids, our defensive end especially, is staying true to form, and they're doing their job. And I think Javi and Carter over the course of the season have really come into their own and accepted that role. And when they're playing strong, I think everybody else just is able to settle in. So it all builds off of them forward, I believe.
No better time for your defense to start playing like this than right here, right now, as you head into the postseason. That was head coach of the Pierre Governor boys, Sean Blanchette. Coach, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We're going to take one final break. When we come back, we'll hand out our Cowboy Country Store's Player of the Game t-shirt, and we'll get you out of here on this Tuesday night. Governors win 2-0 and sweep the Huron varsity matchups. We'll be right back after this short break to finish up with our Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Fall sports are here, and Beck Motor Company is proud to cheer on our local athletes. Just like teamwork on the field or court, you can count on teamwork at our dealership. Whether you're driving a new Chevy Equinox, a tough Chevy Silverado, or keeping your current ride in top shape with our service department, Beck Motor Company is here for all your automotive needs. Good luck to all our hometown teams this season. From your friends at Beck Motor Company, we're making a great deal better. www.beckmotors.com, 605-224-5912.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
At Avera Orthopedics, we're transforming pain into possibility every day. Whether you're chasing a personal best or simply want to enjoy life to the fullest, our specialized care is designed to help you feel better and stronger. We're here for you. No referral needed. Trust Avera Orthopedics to unlock a world of endless possibilities. Visit avera.org/orthopedics and start your journey from pain to possibility today.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
Century Business Products is a proud provider of the most reliable Kyocera copiers and printers to the Pierre School District, backed by 5-time nationally awarded Kyocera servicing team. Are you looking to control color cost? Looking to reduce printers? Are you looking for more efficient ways to scan documents? Or maybe you'd like to become more paperless? Look no further than your local Century Business Products. Call 800-529-1950 and see how they're powering business technology.
Welcome back into the Family Dental of Pierre and Gettysburg post-game show. I'm Justin Cowart, and I want to thank you for tuning in tonight on River 92.7 for both games. Governor Girls won 10-0. Governor Boys win 2-0, 12 total goals and 0 goals. And I'm being looked at by, what did I say? What was it, Menning? What did I say that was wrong? I don't know. James Hart's giving me some grief over there as he makes his way off the pitch. But big day here for the Pierre Governor Boys and Girls, both getting the win. And they shut out both Tigers teams defensively, playing great soccer. As I mentioned, if you enjoyed listening to this game on River 92.7, you can download the DRG News app to make your listening experience much more streamlined and much more enjoyable. And we also often have multiple games going on across our airwaves at once, so download that so you can jump back and forth from game to game. It sure is a treat. You get to hear all of our top broadcasting talent on any given night. And folks, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety reminds you to text or drive as you make your way home tonight. There is no and. You've got to some place to be, and that place is home. So make sure you get home nice and safe. There's a cell phone that has been lost here at the Pilk, as we're seeing somebody dropped it. So if you're making your way home and you can't text or drive, that's because you left your cell phone here at the Pilk. So if you're missing a phone, come back and get it. Also, it's time for our Cowboy Country Stores Player of the Game segment. Before we do that, let's hear a word from our great friends at Cowboy Country Stores who sponsor our Player of the Game.
Anytime is a good time for Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. Fill up your tank and your stomach. Fresh baked pastries, coffees, regular and breakfast pizzas, Champs Chicken, and more. Feed the family while on the go. Then treat yourself to a soft serve ice cream in cones and dishes. Convenience with a capital C. Cowboy Country Stores. Euclid and Harrison Avenue in Pierre and in Fort Pierre.
And our Cowboy Country Stores Player of the Game tonight goes to the man who also had our Rounds Financial Services right on the money highlight. It is Mr. Hekmat Ghaznavi, who scored the big insurance goal to make it 2-0 for the Pierre Governors and put that thing out of reach for the Huron Tigers. So congratulations to Hekmat Ghaznavi. You are tonight's Player of the Game, and Coach Sean Blanchette has your Player of the Game t-shirt. All right, folks, one final look at the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Pierre Governor Girls win at 10-0. Pierre Governor Boys win at 2-0. And both teams head into the postseason. We'll have postseason coverage for Pierre Governor Girls soccer here at home. And we'll keep you updated on the schedule and the opponents on drgnews.com at the local sports page. Big thanks to Bauman Lumber for being our video sponsor. For Chris Derry, for Brian Menning on the camera, for William Wilson back in the studio, I'm Justin Cowart saying so long, good night, have a great Tuesday evening, and thank you for listening to Pierre Governor Soccer on River 92.7 and streaming live on drgnews.com.